go out to William in Fort Worth, Tejas. What's up, William?
Hey guys, how are y'all?
We're good, brother. What's up?
So I just last Friday, so a week ago, actually quit my job because my wife requested me to, and we're having this discussion now of, well, what do we do with our finances? Because
it seems like you should have had that conversation before she told you to quit. Why did she tell you to quit your job?
I have a real bad heart, and I was working in the heat, and it was getting to the point where I was passing out at work.
Okay, so she was right. So her impulse was, let's A, go with don't die. B, let's figure out money, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's fair. I'll give it to
Rachel
you,
as a wife, she's like, I'm going to go with that one. Okay, so hold on. Why did your wife have to save your life? Why didn't you come to this determination on your own?
Because I'm one that won't stop unless I'm told no. Like, I'll go until I burn out.
Can we,
in this case, die?
Can we just? It's immature. Can we decide we're going to be different from this point forward?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we got a wake up call. So what's your question?
How do I talk to my wife about our finances? Because we have two accounts. She has her account. I have my account.
Okay.
None of them are tied together, and so I mean, I don't see what she's spending. She doesn't see what I spend, and I've talked to her about it previously, and she's like, "Well, I don't want you to be mad at me for what I spend." But we're in this together.
For sure. Which is kind of a common thing that I hear when couples don't have their money together. It's like, well, I don't want you to see because I don't want to get ragged on of like I go to Target and probably spend too much money, and I don't want you to see it, and like that is a normal discussion point that we hear from people when their accounts are separate and you're talking about combining them. So I'm not saying that's right, but that is a common phrase that we hear. So would she be correct? Would you get mad at how she spends her money, you think?
No.
I wonder why she thinks that you will.
She's a school teacher, and she told me right before the Thursday before I put my resignation in that, well, this next check is the one I play with. I said, well, what do you do with it? She said, well, I don't pay any bills with it. I said, okay, so
yeah,
you have enough. I mean, you have enough money to pay all your bills with one check, and you play with it.
Yeah, and there's so much here, William, that is like.
Can I tell you what I think, William? I think she acts more like your mom than your wife. And
yeah.
I think that she has had to create a world where she makes sure that she can eat and there's a roof and there's bills that are paid, because you're a guy that's just going to put his head down and do whatever he's going to do, even if it's going to kill him. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And then finally she said, hey, how about you don't die? Like, you're getting pretty close to the edge here. And this conversation sounds like it starts with you coming home and saying, I've been real immature, and I've been thinking about me to the point that I'm just going to work myself to death because that's kind of what I think I'm worth. And she looked at you finally as you were heading off the edge and said, hey, I think you're worth a little bit more than that because you're my husband. And so
yeah.
I want to enter into a world where we're going to do this together. And I've quit my job. I've said I tapped out, right? There's no bravado. In the jiu-jitsu world, there's an old thing like, you don't tap out. No, true jiu-jitsu artists tap out when they get caught, right? It's so you can live to go another day. And that's what you've done here. And you can stand before your wife, actually take a knee before your wife and say, I've been immature the way I've lived, and we're going to have to start this whole thing over, build something new. I want to start by being all in together on this deal. And I'm not going to judge your purchases. I'm going to choose to go first too. Will you do this with me?
Yeah, and William, I mean, honestly, from what even John, what you just said, which I think was so spot on, of her having to create this world, within herself and her money, with you and your decisions, all of that, right? Like, y'all have just been playing in all these separate fields. And so my prayer would be that she longs to do this with you, that she longs for unity, not just in your money, but in your marriage and into other decisions in life, not just about money. And so honestly, if I were your wife, if I was in that situation and my husband came home and apologized and said, I'm so sorry that this is how we've been doing our life. And I take responsibility for not engaging you when it comes to money, making you feel like you have to keep stuff from me. And I don't want that anymore. I want our marriage to be, I want us to be fully known, to be open, and to know what is going on, because we're a team in this, like, and in this life. Do y'all have kids?
No.
Okay. And so if that, becomes part of the formula later in life for you guys, it's like you want your marriage to be so unified, and that you know each other so well, that it just brings this level of joy, William, that I think you guys have been missing. And again, the money stuff is a symptom of a lot more going on. But I think if you went to her and said, I'm so sorry for how I've acted. I'm so sorry for X, Y, and Z. And I want to sit, me and you together, and agree on our money and work together as a team. I want to do this together. And you guys, and tactically sitting there and listing out a budget. Like, hey, if you're wanting to spend money, let's look at where we're at. And I want to spend money. So how do we do this? Do we each have our personal line items in the budget? Have money goals. If you guys have debt, to say, hey, let's work to start paying this off together. Like, I want you guys to start working in unison. But I think, William, a huge step would be for you to go in and apologize.
Hey, William, why do you think you're worth nothing?
I don't know. I have a college degree, but I can't use it. It's in business administration.
I don't even know what your degree is. Yeah, you're business. I disagree with this statement. You could. You've decided not to, and that's fine. It's all well and good. But there's something beneath this that you think, I'm just worth putting my head down and just going until this thing runs out of gas. And it took a woman who loves you to say, no, I need you. Here's the deal, William. I'd really love you to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'm worth being here, and I'm worth having a life full of joy, and I'm worth having a marriage full of joy. And hold on the line. Austin will pick up, and I want to give you guys a year subscription of Ramsey Plus for you guys to do every dollar together and to go through the videos of Financial Peace University together. And you guys start over. Start from a clean slate to starting today. Yep.